Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to flip through July through December in my 2021 Michael's Recollections planner. This is actually an 18-month planner that ranges from July 2020 to December 2021, and I've left all 18 months in here because I used the first 6 months of the year just as like a scribbled in work planner. And then the January through December pages for 2021 are all stickered. And she's held up nice. I think I'm pretty happy with how this worked out. It's not too crazy with how many stickers are in here. So I'm just gonna pick up where we left off last summer, and we're gonna start looking at July. So there are a couple reasons why this video is so late and being uploaded in March instead of like December or January. So the first reason is that if you've been following along on my channel, you know that we got engaged in January, and some of the lead up to that was happening in the last half of this year. So I wanted to be able to write it in my planner, so that's why there were some like mysterious empty boxes in some of my plan with me's last year. So I really couldn't film the flip through of the whole year with those things written in until we actually got engaged and shared the news with everybody. Does that make sense? Also, I wrote in my class schedule, my teaching schedule, and luckily that changes every semester. So now that I'm flipping through, I don't have the same schedule anymore, but I just don't like to share what time my classes are at just for personal security reasons. And then on top of all of that, like with getting engaged and everything, I've fallen behind, I feel, with some of my videos. And then the semester started at the end of January, right after we got engaged, and I've been very tired. So trying to catch up on all the videos that I'm technically behind on, even though there hasn't really been a gap in how frequently I upload here, it's a little overwhelming and I don't quite have the energy for it right now. So anyway, that's my whole disclaimer at the beginning of this video. Check out the video from last year of January through July of this planner if you want to know more about what happened in the first half of 2021. And then I'm also going to probably upload a sped up version of the whole year. So we're here at July. You're like, what do these photos have to do with anything? That's not a weekly spread. It's not, but I did manage to do my July photos. I did this every month in 2020 because I was home a lot. 2021, obviously, we got vaccinated and things started reopening and we were out and about a lot more, so I didn't have as much time to scrapbook. But I did do my July photos, and then I managed to do January photos last summer as well. I finally caught up on that, and that was important to me because this is when our cat came home. And for 2022, spoiler alert, I actually did a photo page for January 2022 with a bunch of engagement photos. So that was nice. But you know, we always gotta have a kitty photo. She's so cute. The most beautiful cat in the world. I'm biased though. Anyway, let's get into what actually happened in this half of the year. So this is the July monthly spread. I'm seeing a lot of pool time because July is very hot. Sorry for background noise. I live in a busy part of town. I visited my family for the first time since December 2019. Yeah, a year and a half later, I finally made it back home. And it was super hot the week that I visited, unfortunately, but that's just July in Northern California. What else happened? My brother moved. We had a museum day. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of pool time because July is just real hot. This is not the most exciting decoration of all time. I think these are leftovers from a Cinderella paper kit. This was obviously 4th of July. Didn't do a whole lot. Looks like I wasn't feeling great the first half of the week. It was really humid. Ugh, I hate humidity. This is why I can't move to like the south, even though I know my cost of living would go way down. Like, I am not used to humidity. I grew up in a very dry climate. I can't do humidity. I did nothing at all on the Saturday of this week. And then we had some pool time for 4th of July. And then we made sure to be home in time to spend time with our cat. I love how I didn't even bother to find washi for this week. I just was like, whatever. I filmed Plan With Me's for like weeks like this, but I don't think I filmed a Plan With Me for this week because I was just like, whatever, it's leftovers. There are some weeks I just don't film Plan With Me's. This was the week I visited my family. This is an ice cream kit from Cinderella Paper, which is very appropriate for Sacramento in the summer because the only way to survive that is to eat ice cream, quite frankly. And this is when I visited my family. I think I already said that. So I flew for the first time in like 2 years, I think, because I think the last time I flew, I was flying back from Canada in August of 2019. It was very hot. Like some days I recorded what the high was. Like on Friday, it was 108. I think it was even hotter on Saturday, but for some reason I didn't write it down. I think it was like 111 this day. Like we went out paddle boarding on the river in the morning and it was like 95 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning. No, thank you. And then I flew home. Yeah, just some good times with like my sisters and my brother. We went hiking. But it was very hot the whole time. So we hung out in the pool as well. Pools are kind of essential in California because otherwise you better live near a beach. And living near the beach is expensive. This is a sunflower kit. These are leftovers from Oh Hello, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, someone's doing like maintenance outside. So hopefully I can eliminate the background noise when I'm editing later. Ooh, we were getting mochi donuts from this place near us this week. They don't sell them anymore. We just realized the other day. We're like, oh, mochi donuts are so good. If you've never had a mochi donut, I definitely recommend you try it at least once. And if you can't find mochi donuts, you should at least try mochi ice cream. It's really good. I finished Sharp Objects this day, and that was my reaction. I was like, what did I just read? It was so good. I don't know how to find another book like that. Normally I don't read pop fiction that much, but like that book made me want to. But I don't know if other pop fiction is like as good as that. I don't know. Sharp Objects, it's a messed up book, but so enthralling. Let's see. Flipping over to this. This is definitely from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. This is for the Olympics. We had a pool night on a random Tuesday because it was hot. And I was dehydrated, had a headache, all sorts types of stuff. I don't feel good in the summer. Like, I know people get quite sad during the winter months, but for me, it's the summer months because our winters are so mild here, but our summers are kind of brutal. At least for me. Some people really like really hot weather. I don't understand. Let's see. Obviously, the Olympics started. Oh, this was when my personal Instagram got disabled for no reason because they thought I was an impersonator. That was weird. Luckily, I got that account back. That's like my original Instagram account from 2012 when Instagram first started. It's my personal Instagram, and they were accusing me of like not being me. It was very strange. I'm like, you want to shut that account down, but you don't want to shut down like my other 3 accounts that like are less likely to actually be me. Like my planner account. Anyway. My fiance's sister and her boys visited. We went to the Museum of Latin American Art in Long Beach, which was really nice. I definitely recommend it. And I think on this particular day it was free. I can't remember if every Sunday it's free or if it's just like a particular Sunday of the month. But if you're ever in Long Beach, I definitely recommend it. Little museum. There's a couple things I covered up with Post-its here and there just because it would like identify stuff I don't want to share on the internet. This is leftovers from a pink lemonade kit from Cinderella Paper. My brother had just moved across the country to the East Coast, so I got on Zoom with him to play Scribblio, and my boyfriend, my fiance now, joined. My fiance went to the office up in LA for 1 day. I feel like that keeps happening. Like it's like, oh, you're gonna go back to the office, and then like he does it for 1 day, and then like COVID gets worse, and it's like, never mind, we're not going back to the office. Meanwhile, I've been on campus since August. I had a planner meetup on Zoom with some Sacramento friends. That was fun. And then the Olympics, I was watching some clips of that. I did get my Instagram back on this day, so that's good. So moving on to August, these are stickers from a company I no longer shop with, but there's a lot going on in August here. We went and visited some friends up north, so that was cool. And then the semester started, so I went back to teaching in person because if you don't know, I teach at a university And the 2020 to 2021 school year, I was online. But then for fall 2021, we went back to campus, and I taught my first full semester in person that I've ever taught in person. I feel like July was the most normal things felt for a while. And then August, of course, Ms. Delta made her appearance, and things were a little weird for a moment. And then they got even weirder towards the end of the year. Great. I think that's all I have to say about that. This is like an essential kit from Cinderella Paper. I can't remember what the name is because I don't think I actually bought this one. I think it was sent to me as a freebie with an order. Maybe it's called Stay Fresh, since that's what it says on the quote box. I don't know. Nothing really of note happened this week other than I went to the Huntington Library and Gardens up near Pasadena. I think it's technically in San Marino is the city, but it's in the Pasadena area. Really beautiful area. I mostly spent time outside. Well, yeah, I pretty much only spent time outside because a lot of the galleries, like art galleries and exhibits, were closed. And I do want to go back sometime for the actual library. But because of restrictions and everything, only the outdoor stuff was open. Again, it was pretty hot this day, so I left earlier than I really intended. I probably left around like 1 o'clock. But I still saw some of like the best parts of the outdoor exhibits. It was really pretty. So that was cool. That was the only thing I really did this week though. This summer I do want to get better about actually doing things, but it's hard because my current vehicle, the air conditioner is broken, so it's kind of uncomfortable to drive places in the summer. And I don't want to buy a new car right now because of the shortages and the high costs and everything, so I don't know. We'll see what happens this summer. This was an exciting week though. We went to the Pacific Northwest this week. So this kit is from Oh Hello. I decided to use it with all the passport stamps because even though we didn't leave the country, it was the first time we left our state since 2019. So that was cool. It's hard with Californians to like leave the state sometimes because you could travel like 800 miles and you're still in the same state. So getting out of state you have to go kind of far. I accepted a 4th class and made my fall semester incredibly hectic. And then Saturday and Sunday we were in Oregon and Washington. So we were staying with friends on the Washington side of the border in the suburbs of Vancouver, but we spent a lot of time in Portland, Oregon as well because those two cities are right next to each other if you're not familiar with the area. It's just like the dividing line between Oregon and Washington. I love that area. Totally recommend you visit. So yeah, we were kind of just like skipping over the line here and there. And then our friends were really nice and drove us out to Cannon Beach on the coast. And the coast was foggy and cold and lovely. That was nice. I definitely filmed a plan with me for this. And then the beginning of this week, we were still in Oregon, Washington, these 2 days, and then we came home. So this kit is also from Oh Hello. We went to Multnomah Falls, which I haven't been to. It's definitely like a touristy area of the Portland region, but glad I saw it. And then we went on a hike to like a less trafficked area on Eagle Creek Trail, which apparently had just reopened after a big fire that had taken place there years ago. Yeah, we also saw another couple of friends who happened to be visiting that week. And then of course we went back and stayed with our friends who we were staying with. I felt so bad when we came home though because we had taken our cat to stay with my fiance's parents and she hated it. She was not a fan. She was very sad. So the next time we go somewhere, we're probably just going to leave her in our apartment and have someone check on her. But I was like a little worried because it was going to be hot and we don't have the most reliable air conditioning in our apartment. So I was like, oh, she'll be safer at somebody else's house. But I don't know. She was so unhappy, like not eating properly unhappy, which is dangerous. So we'll have to figure out something else the next time we go away. We went out on this Sunday because I was having the ultimate Sunday scaries, I call it, because I was supposed to go back to work the next day. And I did go back to work the next day. And I was just worried about teaching in person again for the first time. I really like the colors of this. This is so pretty. And then this was when I went back to teaching in person. So this Monday was the first day of the semester, and there were so many like enrollment issues and like people like begging me to add them to my entirely full classes, and I was just really stressed dealing with that. And that's definitely more common in the fall semester because everyone's trying to go to college for the first time, and I was so overwhelmed, and I'm just like, you can take this class next semester and your life will be fine. Please stop emailing me. It was a lot. Plus dealing with pandemic stuff and just like teaching in person again for the first time. Like I was not okay this semester, if I'm being honest. I like scraped the garage in my apartment building even. Luckily they were cool about it and they just fixed it and I wasn't in trouble, but like that sucked. On a fun note though, this day we went to Seal Beach, and which is a town here on the coast, and we were walking around and we had a nice lunch at an Italian deli and grocery store called Angelo's. I totally recommend it. Their sandwiches were so good. Their pasta salad was so good. We were walking around and we walked past a jewelry store and Nathan was like, do you want to look at some rings? Because we've been together a long time. We've talked about stuff like this, but this was really the year that we felt like ready to take on all of that. Unfortunately, I was like, we're carrying around like a takeout container of pasta salad. I don't think we should go into a jewelry store right now. So we didn't end up looking at any rings on that day. But this kind of like jump-started the whole thing, is what I'm trying to say. September, a lot of stuff happened. More pool time because September is just more summer here, in case you were wondering. It's still incredibly hot in summer, in September, I should say. We went to Malibu. That was fun. It was kind of hot that day though, but at least it was a little more coastal, so it wasn't super hot. We had a California governor recall election, and we didn't recall our governor. Not saying I'm a big fan of our governor. He could do better, but like the people behind the recall, I don't agree with either. We celebrated our cat's birthday because, of course, she's from the shelter. We don't know when her actual birthday is. And then we actually did get to have a ring appointment at the end of the month. We went to Brilliant Earth, and that went well, as you can see. But it took a very long time to achieve an end result with all that. These are the leftovers from that ice cream kit that I showed earlier. So this was the week of August 30th. Lake Tahoe, which is right near where I grew up, was evacuated, and like all the national forest land in California ended up getting closed just because there were fires. And then of course anything that wasn't on fire was at great danger of catching on fire. And I say that as the wind picks up outside, and I hate wind because wind and dry is not good where I'm from. I had my first dentist appointment in 3 years, and somehow I scraped by without any major problems. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve the good things that happen to me sometimes. And like I said, we went to Malibu. That was fun. We also went to a barbecue at my future sister-in-law's, which is fun. I like her neighborhood. It's cute. These are leftovers from the spring birthday kit from Cinderella paper. It was so hot this week, and I had a bunch of mosquito bites from sitting outside at a restaurant the night before. Not cute. It was the first time I'd had mosquito bites in a long time because I haven't been spending a lot of time outside the last 2 years. So that was uncomfy. Oh, we did virtual ring try on because most websites have something where you take a picture of your hand now and then look at rings and how they look on your hand. I will say it is not the same thing as actually seeing it in person. What I liked online and what I liked in person was kind of similar, but really seeing it in person helped me figure out what actually worked for me. This is when my fiance's parents got their new cat. Little cutie. We all got cats this year. Everybody got a cat. You can have a cat too. We had another pool day because it was stupid hot. This llama kit is from Okolo. This would be perfect if you're at Go Wild this weekend. It's kind of too late to order it now, but I love this one. It's very colorful. I feel like it's the right colors for Go Wild too. I'm clearly not at Go Wild this weekend. That's fine. What was I doing? I was really tired. It's just the theme of the semester is I was really tired. Oh, this was the day I actually was able to book an appointment at Brilliant Earth. So I had to do that like a few weeks out, especially if you wanted a weekend appointment, which we did because it's in West Hollywood and we live like an hour away from there. So kind of need to go on the weekend. We talked about like what I'm considering in a ring. Because here's the thing, my boyfriend wanted to know. He just wanted to be sure that like I would like it. So he involved me and I think it turned out great. And it was still a sweet proposal and everything turned out nice. So I have no regrets. This was the week of my cat's birthday, but especially the week of her kitten's birthday for sure. We know that much. And like I said, that's when we went to Brilliant Earth. They do like 45-minute appointments, and the first one we just tried on different settings, and we left so excited. Like it was just there's just something about like seeing that type of stuff in person that was like, wow, this is actually happening, and everything's so pretty. How am I ever going to decide? So we kind of left it alone for almost 2 months. October gets really busy for us at work, and so we didn't really have time to narrow down some things, but I was stuck between wanting a marquise, which is what I ended up with, and an oval, which is very popular right now. I tried it on rounds as well, but even though that's like the classic engagement ring, it just didn't look right on my hands. I have pretty small hands with short fingers, so I couldn't decide. We ended up having another appointment a few months later is my point. This is from Cinderella paper. I wanted to mark like the beginning of fall, even though it was probably still really warm here. I had a teaching observation for the first time since the pandemic started. It went well, so that was good because I was super nervous about that. And then we move into October, celebrating our 9-year anniversary together. We did a few fun fall things and like hung out with some of our couple friends. These are also leftovers from Cinderella paper. Had meetings with my students this whole week, and that got interrupted by fire alarms multiple times. That was more stressful than I needed. And we went out to dinner to celebrate our engagement. No, our 9-year anniversary. The engagement hadn't happened yet, but that was a really nice night to go out. And then this was the actual week of our anniversary, so I used this kit with and added a bunch of foil. So the kit is from Cinderella paper. I think it's called Leaves. And then I used a bunch of hearts foil overlays from Scribble Prints Co. So it was our 9-year anniversary. Nathan got me some orange roses. That was cute. They were very pretty. Other than that, like, I was not having a great time at my job this week. Oh well. I finally watched Parasite, which I so recommend. But like the end of the movie gets a little violent. Just warning you if you haven't seen it. But it's a really good movie. Finally watched it like 2 years later. These are also leftovers from Cinderella paper. I had energy this week. What a concept. What else happened? We watched Dune. That was good, although I feel like that movie takes a long time to like get going. But it was fun. And then we had friends come over, our former roommates, and we had them over for dinner. That was really nice. And then this is the first time I ever used underlays. So the Black Cat underlays are from Plana Hannah, and the kit is from Cinderella paper, of course. They're kind of my tried and true. I had to cancel class this day because I wasn't feeling well, but the rest of the week went as normal. Well, except we had to take our cat to the vet because she was like going to the litter box a lot, but not actually going. We got it all sorted out now, but that was not a great time. We went to Descanso Gardens for the light show, although apparently the Christmas one is like way better because my boyfriend, my fiance, was not impressed with the Halloween one that much. There wasn't a lot going on. Eat candy. Yeah, that's a good thing to do on Halloween. I give that the thumbs up. And then moving into November. So I visited my family for Thanksgiving, which was good because I didn't end up getting to visit them for Christmas, unfortunately. So I'm glad I took this part of fall break to spend time with them. This kit is from Beansprout Paper Co., I think is the name. It's an Among Us kit based on the popular game. I quit my second job for spring 2022, so I gave myself some space in my schedule to not be exhausted constantly because I was working technically 3 jobs at the end of the year. It was a lot. And this was when we were shopping for diamonds, actually. We were browsing online and trying to narrow down which ones we want to look at in person, because that's something Brilliant Earth lets you do, is you can send a few to the showroom and view them in person, which I personally felt more comfortable doing than just like picking it off the internet. So it took us a while to get to this point because, like I said, October was really busy. And also I didn't want to like bug my partner too much about it because I didn't want to pressure him at all. But then looking back, I think he was kind of like, no, you could have brought it up. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We're engaged now. It's fine. This was the week that we both had Veterans Day off. So we went hiking in Red Rock Canyon. This is another kit from Cinderella Paper, and I used most of this kit actually in January for the proposal week, if you remember. But this was another day that we finally narrowed down which diamonds we wanted to look at in person. Now, they can only bring in the ones that they actually like have in their inventory. Not everything on their website is like theirs. So some of the ones we sent, we wouldn't have been able to see because we would have had to put a 50% deposit down, and we were not about that. So... but we ended up finding something we both liked, so that was good. So anyway, just to recap how we got to this point, at the end of September, we went to the showroom, we looked at different settings. I fell in love with this setting that I have on right now, but I couldn't decide what I wanted in the middle. And Nathan, like from the get-go, had a preference for this, for the marquise, which was so cute. I love how involved he was, and I mean, naturally he's involved, right? But I like that he involved me as well and took my opinion into consideration, obviously all within a particular budget. I just think it's funny that like he knew which center stone I was going to go with before I really knew. So I think we had narrowed it down from like a massive spreadsheet of available options in the budget. And then we narrowed that down to like 5 because that's how many you could request for an appointment. And so we sent them an email about that. And then it turned out like 2 of them were really owned by other jewelers, so we'd have to pay that deposit. So we didn't get to view those other 2, unfortunately. But like I said, I'm very happy with what we ended up getting. So it was fine. But I think at the end of the day, what we had narrowed it down to was like 2 marquise and 1 oval. So, and then we had to go through the whole thing of actually getting an appointment there because we're in November at this point. Guess who else is thinking about getting an engagement ring? Literally everybody else, because the holidays are coming up and Valentine's Day is coming up. So it took us like a whole month to get another appointment. But so that's that little story for you. You get the extra details in this video, okay? So that was the week of Veterans Day. This is the week before Valentine's Day, before Thanksgiving. So I had like a Thanksgiving leftovers spread here from Cinderella Paper. Just trying to get to fall break with my students. Oh my God, we watched the semi-final of this season of Great British Bake Off, and I was not okay after that. If you watched the 2021 season, you know why I might have been emotional. How much stuff did I pack on Saturday? Geez, a lot happened, and yet nothing happened at all. My school won the big game. There was a chemical spill in our alley behind our house. That was great. It was really windy. Evie gets chicken. We gave our cat chicken because we were doing our own mini Thanksgiving. And then this is the actual week of Thanksgiving, another kit from Cinderella Paper. I paired it with some copper foil bows that I had from Scribble Prints Co. I spent these 2 days working just to get some grading out of the way, although I don't think I got as much grading done as I originally wanted to. But then I drove up home, spent some time with my family, saw a friend or 2, and then drove home. So it was a really quick trip, especially when you're driving by yourself. And then I came home and we started decorating for Christmas. Then we get to December, which means we're approaching the end of this video. So this was when we were actually able to view the diamonds. So like a month after we requested the appointment. And we actually ended up doing this after Nathan's work that day because this was finals week for me. So I didn't have any meetings or anything. So I could do that as well. So he got done with work and then we zoomed on up to LA. I also got my COVID booster. We did a lot in the weeks leading up to Christmas, and then in Christmas weekend we had to stay home because we had cold symptoms and we didn't have our COVID test results. So we weren't going nowhere. But like we went to our town's tree lighting, we made tamales with my fiance's family, we went to downtown Disney, we went to the Nutcracker in Westwood. And yeah, I feel like leading up to Christmas, we all thought we were gonna have like a normal Christmas, right? And then Ms. Omicron, on the heels of Ms. Delta, showed up and was like, nope. This year was definitely better than last year, at least for me. But the ups and downs, we're still kind of here. I built this week off of like a mini kit from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. that was themed after The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I think Molly is a Grinch is a great box for the Friday of this week. This was when, sorry, this is going to be random, but it's a funny memory to me. It's a very touching memory to me. I woke up this day to my cat smelling my armpit. Apparently she really likes how my armpit smells, which is super flattering because like who else in the world is going to like the smell of my armpit? Apparently my cat really likes it. I know that's weird, but she's my little darling. Anyway, moving on. And more decorating for Christmas. Decorating the tree, got my COVID booster, and was pleasantly surprised to find out that I only had a sore arm. Like it says I was awake here for 2 hours in the middle of the night, and I think that just happens anytime my arm is sore from the vaccine because I'm a side sleeper. So I think what happens is that like I roll over onto my side in my sleep and I hurt my arm, and then I wake up, but I don't know why I'm awake. That's my theory. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised that my third Moderna shot didn't do much to me, at least side effect wise. So I know I'm lucky in that regard because other people have like totally different reactions. My fiance was in bed like the whole next day because he was just like so fatigued after his. So everyone's got a different reaction, that's for sure. I watched the Hot Chocolate Nutcracker this night, which is so good. I recommend it. It's a nice documentary, especially if you like dance. And then this is more leftovers from a Cinderella paper kit. This was the last week of classes, so my students were doing presentations. We had the great Canvas outage of 2021. It sucked. I was in the middle of grading, and there's nothing worse than when you're grading online. And then the software that your campus pays money to have on campus, just totally crashes while you're in the middle of writing a huge response to somebody's paper. And you're like, now I have to rewrite all that. So I have learned to love grading online more than grading on paper, especially because I have like some issues with my wrist that make it difficult to write a lot by hand. But yeah, the online stuff's not perfect either. Nothing's perfect. What else was going on? This was the last day of classes. I really recommend the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. The regular Star Wars Holiday Special is a hot mess with a lot of singing. It's entertaining in like a weird way, but it's very long. But the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special is a little shorter if you're looking for something short to watch. We had tamale day at my future in-laws, so I made my first tamales. I've eaten plenty of tamales. I've just never made them before until that day. And then this is a kit from Cinderella Paper called Carol. And this was the day we had our diamond viewing at Brilliant Earth. So we looked at 2 Marquise diamonds and 1 oval diamond, and we actually ended up, or my boyfriend, fiance, I'm still working on that transition. He placed a diamond on hold because we still wanted to just think about it, make sure it was exactly the right choice. At all stages of this, we were like, if we're not getting what we want out of this, or if we're feeling pressured or anything, we're just gonna like walk away. But everyone we worked with there was so nice and helpful and answered our questions. And, we were able to find something that I liked, that he liked, that was in the budget, all of that. And I'm very happy with it. And he's very happy with it too. I just love that he like knew which diamond shape I actually wanted even before I did. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. And then this day he actually ordered the ring. I know that. So yeah, I was very involved and I don't regret a minute of it. I thought it was a really fun project to work on together. And then he surprised me with the proposal. So very happy with how that all worked out for us. It was definitely the right decision for us. We went to downtown Disney because this was like Omicron really hadn't hit the West Coast at this point. Like we were seeing some weird stuff in New York and on the East Coast, but like it hadn't made its way over here yet. So like it's like it's okay to go out, I guess, with precautions, but I was kind of like pinning it in my head of like, I think things are about to get not great again. But we did go see the Nutcracker Ballet. That was really nice. And then I was wrapping gifts and starting to pack because the plan was to go visit my family for Christmas. That did not end up happening. So this is another kit from Cinderella Paper that I used for Christmas. I was finishing up grading and I was packing and getting my car in order, like getting the oil changed and all that, to prep to drive up on Friday on Christmas Eve. And then we had some positive test results in the family, so I was like, I can't go. And then I myself got COVID tested. I got a PCR test on Christmas Eve. We waited several hours in a drive-through line to both get tested because we both were having cold symptoms. Those test results came back negative, so that's good. I don't know what was going on. We weren't like that sick. It's just like, if you are having, this is going to be my little PSA section of this video, sorry. If you are having any type of symptoms, like I do think it's a good idea for you to get tested in some capacity, just to make sure, because there have been a bunch of situations that I've either been tangentially or directly involved with where people like didn't do that and it caused a lot of turmoil and some stress. So yeah, that's just my little PSA. Like when in doubt, like try to get tested. That's all I'll say about that. So it worked out in the end. We just stayed home on Christmas Day, opened gifts, ate cinnamon rolls, hung out with our cat, played Mario Kart. So it was fine. Not what we planned at all, but turned out okay in the end. Let's see. And then this will be the last week of the year. So this kit is called Cheers. This is also from Cinderella Paper. Who's surprised? I was trying to figure out whether or not we were doing a delayed Christmas with my family. More positive test results came back, so the answer was no. We did end up spending a little bit of time with my fiance's family because we had all kind of isolated and been tested at that point. So we had like a delayed Christmas on New Year's Day at their place. The night before, of course, was Christmas Eve, so I drank some champagne and played with my cat into the late hours of the night. Oh, and then we went and picked up the ring. So this was a pretty quick turnaround. I was quite surprised with like COVID issues and it being the holidays and everything, but like he ordered the ring on the 14th. It must have arrived somewhere in here. I can't remember exactly what day. I remember him coming in to tell me because I was having kind of a down day just with everything going on in my personal life, and then we had to schedule an appointment to go pick it up. And so we picked it up this day. We went out to lunch. I can't remember. Their showroom is like right on the West Hollywood, Beverly Hills Boulevard or border. So I don't remember if this place is on the Beverly Hills side or the West Hollywood side or like somewhere in between. But we had a really nice lunch that day. And we like admired the ring together. So I was so surprised how nice it turned out because like before that point I had seen like the two parts separate from each other, the diamond and the setting, and I'd seen like a mock-up on their website of what it could look like, but like seeing it in person I was really shocked. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty. And then of course he hid it away and could barely wait like 2 weeks before he could propose. So anyway, that is the last week of 2021, so that will close out this flip through. I hope you enjoyed, especially hearing kind of what we've been up to the last 6 months. It's been a lot of work, a lot of stress, but a lot of good things that have happened as well this last part of the year. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. If you want to check out any of the Plan With Me's associated with this flip through, they're all here on my channel, so you can find out more about any of these weeks if you're interested. All right, I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.